Hi, brothers and sisters. This is your boy Eric Besson. I just want to say good morning to you all. To anybody that's waking up now, to anybody that's going to work, anybody that's doing something tangible this morning. I just wanted to talk to say no to domestic violence, because I've realized that most people practices on the inside. Some are not out there, so you can't really tell, you can't really see what they're doing. But I want to appeal to all the men out there to join me and say no to domestic violence, to our women, to our mothers, because I always look at it this way. We were created to protect our women. We were created to nourish our women. We were created to give our women the best standard that they belong in the society, the right that they have in the society to be whoever they want to be. Without a woman, we all know that we will not be where we are today. Without a woman, we will not be born. That a woman had to carry us in her womb for 9 months. A woman had to protect us, had to breastfeed us, had to bring us up to be who we are today or where we are today. So to those men that practice domestic violence in the house, I say no, because you're supposed to be there to protect that woman, not violate that woman, because you are violating a precious gift from God. Because you as a man, you could not do everything by yourself. God had to bring in a woman to make sure that you too can take on to this world. You too can build all the perfect world that we want to be in. So I want all the men to join me and say no to domestic violence and say yes in protecting our women and cherishing our women. I'm giving them the standard that they belong in the society. Because the reality is this: without a woman, I always say this, we have a woman in our environment. We have a sister that's a woman. We have a mother that's a woman. We ought to protect them, because I always say, if you treat a woman, if you violate a woman in your home, it's like you were violating your own sister or your own mother. How would you like someone else to treat your sister or your mother the way you're violating your wife or your another woman elsewhere? So I want the men to understand that we are there to protect our women. We are there to cherish our women. We are there to garnish them, because God gave them to us. And without them, we will not be anybody. So why not stand there and protect them instead of violating them? So I say, join me in this call for no to domestic violence. We don't want that in this society. Instead, we should love one another, see our differences, join hands together to see that we bring a perfect home. Because if you violate your woman, let's say you guys have children, what example are you putting forward in front of your children? What example are you showing your children if you practice domestic violence in your home? Your woman may not be outspoken out there to say, well, this is what is going, because she's out of love. But I want to be there out for these women. I want us to be there for them. I want us to own up and say, you know what? We need to protect our sister. We need to protect our mothers. We need to protect our wives. And say no to domestic violence, because it's an imperfect act that doesn't belong in the society, that doesn't belong in a marriage, that doesn't belong in a home. So wherever you are out there, I call on all the men to join hands and say no to domestic violence, because it is not a good practice. Instead, yes to being there for our women, yes in being there for our sisters, yes in being there for our mother. For without a woman, you and I know that the reality is to be said. Without a woman, you and I will not be where we are today. That's just the reality about it. Without a woman, you will not be born. That's just the reality about it. A woman had to carry you in her womb for 9 months for you to be born. That's the reality about it. So why practice domestic violence? Why violate her being? Why treat her badly? Instead, cherish her, love her, like it was the best gift that God ever gave you in your existence, your woman. That is what God gave that to you. So cherish her, garnish her, put her in the most high circumstances, because she deserves happiness, she deserves love, she deserves the protection of who she is. So this is just the reality. My advice to all the men out there, and a call to all of them to join me in saying no to domestic violence, in saying no to domestic violence, and to say yes in protecting our women. They deserve that. They are all we have. Because without them, we will not have the children that we have today. Without them, we will not have a sister. We will not have a mother. So no to domestic violence, and yes in protecting our women and giving them the right that they belong or the right that they have in this society of today. Instead, join hands with them and practice that perfect love. That love that was meant to be. So no to domestic violence, and yes in protecting our women and giving them the love that they deserve. Okay, brothers and sisters, it is very simple. It is something that we can do. You that's practicing that domestic violence, I say to you now, stop. Look the other way. That she is a precious gift from God. Why will you violate that? Why will you destroy that? Sit down and think for a minute. If someone was doing that to you, that man, will you be happy? Will you be where you are today? I bet the answer is no. So treat her the right way and not violate her. Protect her and love her with every power that God has given you, because it's a gift. Without that gift from God, you will be nobody today. Stay blessed and say no to domestic violence.